Hey guys, I am here today with a mail showcasing of the cards I got over the weekend and the last couple of days. Um, and also, as a reminder, I will be picking the winner for the giveaway that I announced tomorrow. So um, it might not be in a video tomorrow. It's either going to be a video tomorrow or Thursday. But I will be messaging somebody tomorrow and letting them know that they're the winner via just commenting on whatever comment they left on one of the two videos that you were allowed to comment on to enter the giveaway. So if you see a notification that you've been responded to, just check it, make sure, because it could be me. And I'll leave you my email address. And all you'll need to do is just send me your mail address and I will get that sent to you. I guess now we can just go ahead and get into some of the cards that I got, and some of them I think are really good pickups to keep your eye on. So we'll talk about that as well. So first, I got two Interrupted Kaiju Slumber Secret Rares. Just really good card, super good pickup at the $1.50, $2 range. It was reprinted as an ultra rare in Brothers of Legend. So now it's just super cheap. Before then, it was going anywhere from $7 to $10, and the kaijus are just really good, and it's a really good way to get two kaijus on the field, and just give you a material to start your turn with. Next, I rounded out my place or finished my place out of a Zero Priest Hobby League. These look amazing, and they're super cheap, around the $8 to $9 range. I think I got my last two for $8 a piece. I already had one because I only play one copy, and I got that one for around, I think, $10, a little bit higher at the time. But these look amazing, and it's my favorite Hobby League card, just on looks alone. But I do really like this card. It's really good, but you really only need to play one copy. So if you're putting a GOAT deck together, just a really good card to invest in. It's also just a really good card to have in your collection in general. But moving on, I got a couple of other Hobby League cards. This one, so the seller that I got both of these from had this as well. Not that I would use this card, but it's Spear Dragon. I just thought it looked cool, and it was like $3. So I said, why not just throw it in? But super happy with it. Do I think you should pick it up as an investment? I mean, honestly, I think all Hobby League cards are decent stores of value that will just slowly increase over time. They could get bought out at any minute, to be honest. I'm surprised people haven't realized that we'll never get reprints of these again. I am realizing this is actually a little bit more towards lightly played than near mint, with a little bit of stuff on the top here, but that's okay. A lot of these cards come that way. I really suggest going for near mint because a lightly played could be atrocious at times for these cards. So go for near mint, and then make sure you check it thoroughly in the light. And the way I'll show you kind of what I mean if I can. It's kind of hard to see it, but a little bit of the foiling is peeling up on the edge. I'm still going to take pretty good care of it, but yeah, I just thought it was a good solid pickup. And then for the last Hobby League card, I've been wanting this card for a while. And these actually had calmed down in price since we got a secret rare reprint. But this is Hobby League Dokoichi. This one looks like maybe it's in really good condition, but I'm not sure what the deal is, but it actually doesn't have like the most outstanding like Hobby League foiling over top. I think it's just been worn out by light. Maybe it's been exposed to the sun or something over time, but I mean, it kind of looks like an ultra rare, but believe it or not, the Hobby League foiling is on there. It's just hard to see unless you have like really good lighting. I'm not sure if it's like this in all of these. Let me know if you have one. You can kind of tell that it's there, but like I said, it's not like really prominent, like say Spear Dragon, where it's super in your face. And actually, this is from Hobby League 5, which I know I have some other Hobby League 5s, and they're definitely a lot more prominent foiling. You can kind of see it right there if I get the light just right on it. Yeah, you can kind of see it up here in this corner. It's definitely there. It's just really light, but it's okay. I still really like the card. I think it's super cool. Hobby Leagues are honestly my favorite. But yeah, if you want to invest in any hobby league cards, most of them are fairly cheap. Like I think this was $12, this was $3, and these were $8. I think these were going up towards $9, but getting these under 15 is good. So next is I got 2 play sets of Ghost Warner gold rares. And the only reason I got them is because I would have rather had the ultra rare, most likely, but no one was selling play sets of them. Like they were kind of just selling them as singles, and they were like $1.50. And this, I just thought there was more room to grow for this, being that it was, you know, around 90 cents and people had some stacks of them. I was able to get both play sets from one seller, which was Core TCG Player. They did come in pretty decent condition, which I know isn't always the case with Core TCG Player, but these alternate arts honestly look really good too. I would suggest pick these up because if these ever see play, it doesn't matter what copy you have, they're going to be worth $3 probably. I don't think they're going to be, you know, anything crazy like $10, but I think $3 to $5 if it's a pretty, you know, played card, makes sense. There's not too many copies of it available. You only have the secret rare, which is decently expensive, the Starlight rare, you know, of course, which is pretty expensive. Honestly, the Starlight rare too is a really good investment. And that's from Eternity Code, and it's going, you can get them around $275, but there aren't a lot of copies of them available. I'm honestly surprised it's not a $500 card, being that it's a Ghost Girl. But so you got the Starlight, the Secret from the same set, and then you get the ultra rare reprint from the 10s, and then you get these reprinted in El Dorado. But I essentially like would call this one copy because it's just they both have half a rate, you know, card ratio. So it's really just like, if you're not counting the Starlight rare, there's 3 printings that are, you know, hollow, so like decently hard to get. There's no commons available. Next, I got a first edition Evil Zaralagia. This card, it's an ultra rare, not an ultimate rare. I didn't quite want to go with ultimate rare, even though it looks, I really liked ultimate rare, just a little out of my price range for what I need this card for. I need this card for my Dynamorphia deck, and I think that the first edition for $450 is really, really good. Not too many printings of it available. So yeah, not like it's just a stellar investment. Nothing like crazy. I don't expect this to be a $20 card or anything. I just think it to hold, you know, I think that it'll hold its value and maybe just go up slightly over time. And I was able to pick this up for around $4.50. Moving on, we have a Destrudo super rare from OTS pack 7. These have calmed down quite a bit. As you know, these got unbanned, and I was able to pick this up for, I think, $3.50. It says lightly played, but as far as I can tell, it's in pretty good condition. This card is insane, just really, really good. Extender, especially for synchros. But yeah, I would highly suggest that you at least have one copy of this available, if not for an investment to play in, you know, potential decks. Next, I have a Masquerade. I don't think this card is getting reprinted in the structure deck, so you will need this card if you're playing, you know, branded Despia. If you're not playing Despia, you don't have to have this card. If you're just playing a branded engine, you just want to go with Albion and Dragoon, and maybe like I don't know, maybe something else. But this is really specific for Despia. But really, really good. Your opponent has to pay 600 life points every time they activate a card or effect. And then if your opponent controls a Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster while this card's in your graveyard, quick effect, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So you basically, your opponent's just going to get burned. And this is really, really good for game 3 because it forces them to lose quite a bit of life points. And this card could definitely win you games in game 3 for sure. I was able to get mine for 9. It is now looking more towards 12. And there's not that many copies left, quickly going up towards $14 to $15. I'd still recommend to get this if you can get it at $11. And then last is going to be, I got my final 2 copies of Dynamorphia Domain. Super good card for the archetype. You need to have 3 of these, but it fusion summons Dynamorphia monsters from your extra deck. And these are, I've picked these up for $7, but now they've kind of come down a little bit. They're now around $5.50 each. I think if you want to play the deck, go for it. If you don't want to play the deck, I'm not going to say that these are a good investment necessarily, because they will get reprinted in a year. And I don't know that it'll be an extremely popular deck. It's definitely not for everybody. And it's more of like a casual deck. But if you're playing it with the branded stuff or with Adventure Token, which you can play with Adventure Token too, it can be pretty good. But like I said, it's not, if you want to play it with Adventure Token, it's not going to be budget. If you want to play with branded, I mean, you have to play Dragoon, so it's still going to be, not a cheap deck, but definitely not expensive either. I think with Dragoon and the branded stuff, you're probably looking at like $250 maybe, which isn't too bad at all for sure. But yeah, just check the deck out online, see if you like it. If you do, yeah, picking them up if you want to. Other than that, I think that's all I got in the mail. I do have, oh no, there's not. There's another major card I got in the mail that I want to show. I guess I can say that I saved the best for last. So I got this as well yesterday. It is a collector's rare Chaos Creator. Absolutely amazing looking. Got it for $58, but it is an unlim. But honestly, I just really wanted the card, and it was, either paying $20 or around 22 for first edition ultra rare, or pay 60 for unlim collector's rare. And I would rather just have the collector's rare at that point. This looks exactly the same as the first edition. The only difference is it doesn't have that stamp, which I do value. Don't get me wrong. A lot of these other cards are first edition, but it's double the price for a first edition. And while I think that is absolutely worth it for the long-term investment, it's just quite pricey for me personally. And I would probably rather just have 2 of these or have this and something else. What I personally did is I decided to get one of these, and I got a first edition secret rare infinite impermanence with the same amount of money. And I wanted the impermanence to be in this video as well, but it did not come in time. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but it's a little delayed in the mail with the storms that they have going on out towards Texas and stuff. It came from Texas. But if you're in Texas right now, I know there was a big tornado on the ground, just like 30 minutes ago. Like, it looked to me, based on the photos, to be F3. So definitely be checking your weather apps and pay attention. Just be safe. But with that aside, we can go ahead and get into looking at a couple cards in the market. I will say that not a lot has changed, and if I'm wrong, feel free to message me and say, hey, check out these cards are going crazy. But I did a little bit of hunting around. I didn't take too much time, but it definitely looked like there wasn't too much happening or too many like updates to give you since the last Market Watch. But I did have a few that I wanted to go over, so we'll go over that in just a moment. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay. That is what my tracking looks like for infinite impermanence. It's just arriving late, which is unfortunate. But first off is the Dark Charmer Gloomy. It was going for around 250 to 275. It has been bought up. It is now going for 370 and bottoming out to around 400. But to be honest, I think this will be a $500 card very shortly. It is not going to take too much effort to make this a $500 card. And all of the others are. And I know a lot of people that collect these Starlight Rares, and they're going to want this to complete their set. I'm sure maybe some of you are as well. I'm not personally, but if I was going to get a Starlight Charmer, this would definitely be the one. I wouldn't spend the money anywhere else. I would rather have 2 of these than 2 or 3 of these than having one of every single one of them personally. But that's just me. Maybe we'll take a look at Charmers actually and see what they're all going for. I don't know if it's going to let me pull them up this way. We'll have to see. It can be a little funky with not showing Starlight Rares. Okay, it is. So the win out of Rising Rampage is going for $855, which is crazy. Area around 570. honestly, not a good investment. I know it is a cool looking card and everything, but well, it is a good investment, but it's also not, because I think that these will continue to go up because people are going to want this full set. But to be honest with you, it's not going to go up the most out of these. In my opinion, the two best ones are going to be Lena and Dark, because Light and Dark are the best archetypes in the game. Lena going for around 300, it looks like. Really not too bad, to be honest. Okay, actually, I'm wrong. It's $500. It's a heavily played. Yeah, this is going up. Not surprising. So you're honestly too late for that card, to be honest. It's not too late for Dark. It's still really good. Hida is probably, to be honest, my least favorite one. Not by looks. It's definitely my it's second to last place for looks. Asa is my last place for looks, but my honestly like second or third place for investment, because it's so cheap and people are going to need it. We'll look at Asa, but it's honestly a really good card, especially since we still have Tri Brigade and stuff like that. Believe it or not, you can special summon your opponent's Omen, and that's really, really good. But you can get this for 144 to 150, and it's pretty stable there, and bombing out to 750. But the thing is I think that this will probably head up towards 200, because if people are buying the other ones, they're going to want this to complete their set. There's no way you buy all the other ones and not buy this one to complete your set. But Dark, I still think is great. Unfortunately, I should have got into it at like 225. I really wanted to. I was hoping there would be a little bit more time to save up for it, but I'm, a little late, and at this point, I don't want to spend this kind of money on it. But do I still think it's worth it? Absolutely, absolutely worth 370, because you will definitely be getting 500 to 600 plus on this card. It's the best charmer by far. Other than that, like I would, stay away from these at this point. They're just too expensive. I mean, you're almost at, like with Lena being almost $800, or it is $800, you can almost get an Appaloosa, which we'll look at Appaloosa too. But, at the point that you've crossed $600 on any of these, like, you're just better off going for just an alternative investment, because you're kind of capped. So Appaloosa is 1,300. Yeah, I would absolutely rather just spend the extra 400 and get the Appaloosa. Okay, so you're realistically 1,270 here. If you wanted to get a French, it's 1,000. I'm sure French actually probably looks pretty good, but to be honest, you probably just need to get the English, because the French is just going to be harder to sell. At the point someone's putting 1,000 down, they've got the money for the the extra $400 to get the English. This actually looks really good. I actually do really like this version personally, but I wouldn't pay $1,000 for it. I would probably offer 600 on a different language. But moving on, I wanted to look at some of the Flundries cards. They are in the top selling list on TCG Play right now. We're looking at 925 for Impin, and direct lowest is 1,350. These quickly go up, to be honest, and not a lot of people have play sets of these. Not really anyone, really, until you get to the $10 mark. Like I said, I would have one copy. I would have at least 1 to 2 copies of this play set if you want. Not that you play with the play set, but for the investment. Usually my rule is, if you're really about investing into a card, buy whatever you would buy times 3. That way, let's say if you only need 1 copy, let's say it's Impin, buy 3 of them. That way you can sell 2, and you basically get the one that you need for free when the cards go up. It's a great way to invest, honestly. But and if you were getting, like, say, a play set of cards, get 9. But with that being said, there's a lot of other restrictions. Like, obviously, if you're getting 3, but it's at a price that's already highly inflated, but you just really need the 3 copies. Don't buy 9, just buy the 3. But if you notice that a card's a really good price, and it's down quite a bit from its its highs, then by all means, for sure. We're also going to look at MAP because MAP was around 250 about a week ago, I'm pretty sure. This says 375, but I know for a fact there were some for 299. But these are moving up. There's 1 copy left for 325. And then we're at 430. I think I got mine for 350, but these bottom out at $5 pretty quickly. So yeah, I would be keeping your eyes on this. And then I didn't pull up the other one because it's still at $15, but the Advent of Adventure is moving up towards like $16 to $17. That card will definitely probably see the biggest spike, in my opinion, because these are all getting reprinted in the mega tins, whereas Advent of Adventure will not get reprinted until 2023. So keep that in mind. Moving on, I wanted to point out that the Albaz Strike structure deck is now $15.85. Not a bad price, to be honest. If you need yours, then that's pretty good. To be honest, though, I wouldn't go crazy and buy 100 of these on here. I would, try to go to, I think the 15th is Friday. So try to go to your Target or your Walmart, whatever you have that's near you, and try to be there on the 15th and grab as many as you can there for the $10. Because obviously you're just leaving yourself a bigger range of profit because these are already at 16. So if you buy them at 10, you're already in $6 in profit pretty much. Of course you got to ship those, but just getting them for $6 cheaper is just always nice. But I think this will definitely be 35 to 40 plus in about a year. So if you want to sit on, a stack of these for a year, by all means do it. I would definitely do it. You will have to pay I would say probably $7 to $8, maybe 10 to ship it. But let's say you sell it for $40 in a year and you on TCG Player. And after fees on TCG Player, you're probably walking away with $33. And then you pay $10 shipping, you're at $23, but that's $13 of profit. So you more than doubled your money, even with all those fees. Now, say you went and picked up a bunch of these at Walmart and tried to sell them for 16. Well, you're not going to break even if you're selling them at 16 on TCG Player because you're going to have to pay $10 in shipping plus TCG Player fees. So just keep that in mind that even though it does say 16, you're not really in profit at the $10 mark unless you're able to sell them locally to people at locals or on Facebook Marketplace or what have you. I didn't see anybody here that had $10 structure decks, but if someone pops up and they have let's say the structure deck's $10, $11, but they have $6 or $7 shipping, I would just buy a bunch of them from there. Yeah, no one's got the shipping deals. These are at $14.99, but like I said, that's you're not really cutting enough off. You would need to order quite a few to make it make up that 85 cents less than this. But yeah, just keep your eye on that. Dabbers is local to me, and actually I actually prefer Wasteland Gaming. They're both out of Georgia, so I will probably be ordering 3 of these for myself on Friday if I can't find them at Walmart and Target. But any of these that I find out at the store for MSRP at $10, $11, whatever it is now. I think they increased some of the prices. I don't know if structure decks also got hit, so they might also be towards 12. But if it's under 15, I'll pick up as many as I can, preferably towards the 10 to 12 range. Next is Pot of Extravagance. Just wanted to point out that these are going for 14 with $1 shipping. They might come down a little bit lower, like maybe 12 to 13, but honestly, I think that this is a pretty good price if you need yours. But with that being said, you can get gold rares for $7, not bad at all. But like I said, if you're planning on showing those love, they will definitely wear out pretty quickly. Like if you're planning on playing them, if you just want to invest in them and let them sit in a binder, that's fine. That's what I'm doing with all the gold rares you see me ordering. I have my personal ultra rares to play with. Probably will get secret rares at some point, but those are all sitting in sleeves. Make sure when I can, when I ship them out to a buyer that they're in perfect condition, just like I found them. Unfortunately, that's just how it is with gold rares. Even if with double sleeves, like double sleeves definitely prolongs their life, but they do get beat up pretty quick. And then the commons are going to be $4, which, again, it's really, really good. We'll probably see these come down more, maybe to the 250 range. At that point, definitely grab yours. If at the very least, make sure you have a play set of, or at least a play set of extravagance, no matter what copy you get, doesn't matter. The original print secret rares, obviously the best in my opinion. Personally, I'm kind of stuck between ultra rares and prismatics. I don't, for whatever reason, I've been on an ultra rare kick where I've just really liked ultra rares recently. I'm not sure why that is, but these are going for $13 for near mint first edition. I might just do that, honestly. That's pretty good. That's about $1 cheaper than the secret rares, and they are first edition from Toon Chaos. They're from Ohio. I might be going in on that. We can go on to the next one. So next, I kind of wanted to look at some like the Dino structure decks, because they are moving up. We got these reprint structure decks not long ago, but they're now up to $23. And to be honest with you, this is not nearly as good as Albaz Strike. And we now have a first edition printing, which is $45, and the Unlim, which is $23. If you don't think that Albaz Strike can do this, then you probably need to reevaluate yourself. But Dimorphias are in here now as well, being Dino cards. I will say also, these OTS pack Dynamiscus, I would go for that, because that's $1.50 to $3 is really good for that card. It's funny because I actually bought this probably 2 years ago, just as a long-term investment, not because it's a good card whatsoever, because it's just Light of Destruction. It's a cool looking ulti, and I just figured it would inch up over time, and it actually has. I have picked up mine. It was a light play unlimited, I think, for $1.75, and I slowly tacked on a little bit of value. It's now $4. But at this point of it, like obviously then I wasn't making any money or anything, and I was very poor. So not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was making smaller investments. And yeah, at this point, to me, making $2 to $3 on an ultimate rare from Light of Destruction is not worth selling. But if you do want to see what it looks like, I will actually show you. It is actually a pretty cool card. Kind of got attached to it because it was one of my first ultimate rares that I ordered. I mean, of course, you can't really pull ultimate rares anymore, but because at that time I definitely wasn't playing. I just got back into the game. But here it is. The texture on it is absolutely insane. If you like dinos, I mean, I think this is a cool collection card. And it's ultimate rare, of course, from Light of Destruction. But moving on, that's all the dino cards. Actually, I will say the secret rare Pankratops is a good pickup as well, because that could come back to 3. There's honestly better cards to play than Pankratops that are at 3. Next, I wanted to go over the Evilsaurs, just because I just got reminded of it because I got one in. But the Lagias ultimate rare. Let's see. Unlim light play is 18. I think there's not much of a separation between Unlim and near mint. So just go for, not Unlim and first edition. So just go for first edition if you can. Let's see. Actually, there might be quite a bit of separation. I thought that it wouldn't be that bad. Like I said, I don't like going for these sellers with lower feedback because, this is just an expensive card and it's old. So I just don't trust them, no offense, but they'll earn their way eventually. Core TCG, $40. Honestly, at that price, that's pretty high. I would maybe just go with I mean, obviously the first edition is always the best investment, but if I was going to buy this, I would just get a light plate unlim. But we'll go back and look at some of the. I hope this doesn't make me like, yeah, it's going to make me re-click all of these and then unclick them. I hate that. I shouldn't have done that. If you don't know what it does though, it's a spell negate, and you need 2 level 4 dinosaurs to make it. Moving on, Evilsaur Dolkas secret rares are actually a decent price as well. These are $10 light play unlimited, near mint $12, light play first edition 14. These were going for around $35 when Dinosaur was really good. So if you want to pick it up, it's really good as well. It is, you know, it negates a monster effect basically. But there are reprints versions if you want. I actually might order this and try that out in Dinosaur and in the Dynamorphia deck. But honestly, you kind of don't need it. You kind of have your own walking skill drain, but it doesn't negate your own monsters, of course, but it negates your opponent's monsters like within the deck with your fusion monsters. So you kind of don't need monster negates. The only thing you can't do is negate spells in that deck. And so that's why like Logia is just so good. You can get a 2012 collector tin Dolka for like nothing. So yeah, honestly, that's a good option as well. There aren't any secret rare Logias, unfortunately. There is a Dual Saga if you're into that. That's not really my thing. But also on the lower end, you have Ultra Rare from King's Court, also not bad. I would, you know, stick away from these premium gold rares, but if you just want them to have them, then that's not terrible. But like I said, there's no reason to when you have some of these other versions so cheap. You know, just try to stay away from gold rares as much as you can. Evilsaur Solda, it's good, like really good, but it's just you can't really make it. You know, there's not really any level 6 dinosaur monsters that I know of. There are, of course, but they're not easy to get out. You would pretty much need like a rank up or something silly. But moving on, the last thing I wanted to try was to kind of show you, like, if you are interested in, say, ultimate rares, but you don't really care about how good they are or anything like that, you just want some nice looking ultimate rares for cheap for your collection, I kind of want to go over how you can search and filter for that. But basically we're on TCG Player. Of course, if you're from abroad, I'm sorry, I don't really know anything about card market, so I can't tell you how to do that. But you're going to go to advanced search in the sidebar. Let's say that you also are interested in like ghost rare and collector's rare and ultimate rare. You're going to select everything that you're interested in. I'm not going to select two, we'll say ultimate rare here as well. And we'll say Starlight. I mean, it's not going to come up, but because we're not going to scroll that far, but just select everything that you want here on the rarity. Sets, you just want to leave it all sets. If you want to do a specific card type, you can. But yeah, so let's just say that you don't care what card it is. You just want to look at all ultimate rares and Starlight rares and, you know, kind of sort by expense. You can, we got everything that we need now, so we can go ahead and click search. I need to go back up. I think I missed it. So you're going to click search. And you can go to the price and do less than a certain amount. But usually what I do is just go by mark. I'll split once I do the filter. I'll filter by low to high. Unfortunately, that is going to give us some that are like not available. But like here's Cyber Prima, a cool looking card. This does look like it's been bought up a little bit. So sometimes market prices aren't the best. But this will definitely give you some options that are really cheap. Like all of these are under $1. Malfunction, I actually think is a really good pickup. I have these, like, as you can see, I've definitely, made my rounds through here because I have this, I have this. This one's actually really cool as well. You can definitely get these under $1. I'm actually curious to see what these are at because I've had these forever. I bought them for 50 cents each, which it looks like they are going for around 50 cents each. I do have near mints though, however, and they are first editions. I didn't even know these had, they're just all limited. I don't know why this is first edition, but they're all limited. So near mint is $1. So yeah, if you want to get it, a nice looking ultimate rare, I can show you those as well. If you're just here for the market watch, like you can go ahead and head on out and I'll see you guys later. But if you are, if you live in the US or Canada and you are interested in finding out how to build a cool looking collection without spending a lot of money, you can stick around. Let me find these cards for you. All right, here's one of them. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it just says limited edition, like right here. But cool looking ultimate rare. And like I said, these are $1. I do have 3 of them. Actually, I did remember one other card, not one card, but like one series, like one archetype we can go over that has gone up in price as well. But we'll go over this quickly too. But I think for the most part, that explains kind of how I find some of these really cheap cards. I know some people have made comments over the videos when I've like gone through my collections and pointed out, oh, this ultimate rare is $1 or $2 or whatever. And people are like, like, oh, thanks for pointing that out because I'll get some for my collection. Yeah, there's tons of cool cards that you can pick up here. I have this one as well. But yeah, if you're interested in how to do that, that's how you do it. I have this one as well. But yeah, feel free to like come take a scroll through, with these filters and see what you can find. Sergeant Electro is actually really cool too. I really like Photon Shockwave. But the other one I wanted to look at, or the other archetype I wanted to look at is actually Witchcrafter. And I wasn't planning on looking at this, but I just remembered that these are getting bought up quite a bit. We need to switch these filters around. But Witchcrafter Madame Vare is almost bought out, especially for the first editions. So $21, about $21 for first edition, which is crazy, honestly. I didn't know this deck was really doing anything, and actually it really isn't. But Witchcrafter Creation, which is my personal favorite, is around $13. And Witchcrafter Golem Ruru, I actually have one of these as well, but it is an unlim. These are going for, so I don't see any unlims, but it's around the $4 to $5 range. I think these are still very affordable, and this is a really good card. So yeah, those are still safe to pick up if you want to. But as far as the other two, I don't know, they're just crazy in price. I just can't picture them, Witchcrafter is really doing much. It is actually a really good deck, so I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings that like plays this deck. It is pretty good. And you can play this in really, really high rarity for cheap, pretty much. All of them have, like, here's a Madame Vare, which I have a play set of these. These are 75 cents if you want that. But yeah, most of these cards have reprints, but a lot of these have like 2020 10 of Lost Memory reprints that are prismatic secret rare, which look really good as well. But yeah, that's going to be all for today. Thanks for watching. Like I said, be paying attention, for your notifications to see if I message you about winning. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be doing a announcement video tomorrow or Thursday, but I will be messaging somebody or the winner tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.